Virtus in Veritate. Welcome to Fortikast, the official broadcasting arm of PAREF Northfield's official school publication, Fortibus, sharing good vibes with the Northfield community every time we go live. Please welcome your host, Lucas Lamzon and Kobe Camaso. Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
guys. Hello, and welcome again to Fortikast. Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to our very fourth episode. And in this episode, we will be talking about the recently concluded Vinta Cup, which was hosted by Pirate Springdale in Cebu from November 10 to 11.
Okay, so before we move any further, ikaw muna Lucas, how was your week?
My week was good. I had to catch up on some requirements that I missed from Vinta Cup, but it's still very fun. I finally had my first face-to-face essay. Woo! Let's go! And my first face-to-face essay in Northfield. Imagine. Wow.
Wow.
But I had a good week nonetheless, full of amazing things and all that. So how about you, Kobe? How was your week?
Actually, same. I had my first on-site SA since the pandemic. It was from the one and only Mr. Gabby Bukaya. So
Yeah.
yeah, my week has been very very busy, but it's a Friday. We're here in Forticast, and we're here to share good vibes and have fun. So moving on, it's great that we both had a very good week, and it looks like we are ready to move on to our in focus.
And dear viewers, we would like to ask you guys also, how was your week? You can put it down in the comment section below.
All right. So, without further ado, let's now move on to our in focus.
So again, we will be talking about Vinta Cup. The 2022 Vinta Cup was held in Cebu, hosted by PAREF Springdale, and was held last November 10 to 11 with the theme Duwa Tabay, meaning let's play friend.
Yes. So, without further ado, please welcome our guest, Kendrick Saludez from Southridge, Rab Bayting from Westbridge, Matthew Fernandez from Springdale, and our very own Cisco Tobias. So, hello, guys. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello,
Okay.
hello.
So,
So, oh yeah, you go, Kobe, you go.
so before we move on, please tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us why you decided to represent your school in the Vinta Cup. So, would like to go first? Go ahead lang. Sige, Cisco na lang. Go, Cisco.
Wow, grabe. Okay. Forced to be here. Just kidding na. No. Hi everyone. I'm Cisco Tobias, a grade 12 student from PAREF Northfield, representing the North. I come all the way from PAREF Sun Valley, Northfield Sun Valley, and yeah, the reason I joined Vinta Cup this year is because I wanted to represent the school, represent my classmates and friends, and do it for the alumnus before me. And of course, I wanted to play sports and see the many different people from Iloilo, Cebu, and Muntinlupa.
In your last
Ah.
year, feels so sad. I can't play with you again.
No, we don't talk about that. Save the emotional stuff for later.
Okay, Ken, maybe you can go next.
Okay, hello. Thank you for having me. I'm Kendrick Saludez. You can just call me Ken. I'm from PAREF Southridge. I'm a grade 11 student there in the STEM strand. And I guess, ever since I was in Southridge, ever since grade 1, I've been playing football. And it was just a great honor to have represented Southridge in Vinta Cup and to be able to meet my other PAREF brothers. So, yeah, that was my reason for joining.
Wow.
Okay. Um, Matthew, maybe you can go next.
Yes, the hosting school. I'm Matthew Fernandez, grade 10. Actually, it's really funny, Kai. We were the last school to actually have hosted this event, and at first we were super anxious at how the event would go, especially with all the background things that have to like you have to place in to work with the event. And it was a really fun insight, no, like for us to be able to host it. And yeah, that's me.
Okay, Rav.
So good evening, good evening, not good afternoon, ba?
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm Rab Bayting. I'm grade 10 student, PAREF Bridge, and the reason why I joined Vinta Cup since when in my last Vinta Cup, it was really fun, really memorable experience, and I wanted to try it again also because I love playing football. No, so I wanted to meet my PAREF brothers also and make friends. So
Okay. Um. Okay, so I think we're pretty quite settled in. Lucas, I think we can start with our first question.
Okay, so our first question is to Matthew Fernandez. Matthew, who helped organize the Vinta Cup? How was it and how was the experience in organizing?
So a fair portion of the Vinta Cup was actually organized by the SPO Student Council, and the Vinta Cup was primarily a school effort, and we couldn't have done it without the teachers and the students, of course. And it was by far our largest endeavor for PARF Springdale, and it was like especially with other PARF schools participating, it was really one of the biggest things we've ever done. And the whole event was planned by our personal formation council, and a very special mention to Mr. Carl Angelo Ocampo, because he was the head for the whole event. He planned all of this, and overall it was super fun, pero it was a bit stressful at first. Kay, we weren't we didn't know what we were getting into. We didn't know what to expect. And Kai, it was our first time hosting the event, and like all the schools, I think there was that anxious side na maybe this will go all wrong or something. Pero we were just happy that we were able to complete the whole event, and basically that.
Oh,
Okay.
that's pretty good. So I'd like to ask you also, what were the specific tasks you did? I mean, I know that you helped Northfield you brought Northfield to Springdale, but what other tasks were you assigned to?
So aside from picking you guys up and also bringing you to Springdale, I hope you guys had fun with our tour.
Yeah, we did,
I
we
hope
did,
that
we
was
did.
really fun. Okay, it was our first time hosting and like talking in front of our brothers, and our basic tasks were to provide entertainment for you guys, especially on the first day when you guys arrived here. And we were acting as a welcoming committee, preparing the games and helping the teachers with the basic stuff that we need to do, like especially like manpower and such. So basically we were part of that. And I also had the very fun experience with you guys na to be able to see all of you competing as a spectator lang. So that was one of our jobs also, was to spectate all the games, which also made us like super motivated to keep watching you guys. Okay. So idols.
Wow. Thank you. Well, before we move on, maybe we can first check some of our comments here. So let's take a look here. Wow, this like more active than our usual comment section. So wow, from Winchi to Tobias. Hi, Cisco. Cisco so famous. Wow. Oh, another one for Cisco. This is all for Cisco. Cisco's just way too famous. Anyway, yeah, keep commenting, guys. We'll be reading your comments later. And before we move to our next question, Lucas, Cisco, since Matthew was talking about the tour, maybe you guys can tell us a little bit about your experience in that said tour. Because I personally, I only competed in the academic side of Vinta Cup, so I didn't actually fly to Cebu. I was just here in QC when I competed for the academics. So yeah, go ahead, Lucas.
So for me, the tour was very fun. You know, we got to see very iconic places in Cebu, like Magellan's Cross. We were able to see a lot. And I like the tour. You guys, especially you, Matthew, you guys were very informative about everything. Like, oh, this bridge is about this, and this thing is about that. I like also your guys' energy. It was very fun, and yeah, the tour was very fun, especially on the first day. Because when, to be honest, when it was introduced to us, I thought that we would just be training on the first day, but then when I heard about the tour, I was became more excited, and you know, you guys made it a whole, you made a whole lot fun. So thank you.
What about you, Cisco?
Well, Lucas almost summed up everything there. Like to from Magellan's Cross, which was like I've only read it in history books. I got to see it for the first time. Of course, my first time in Cebu. Uh, Going to the what do you call that? The going crossing the bridge from the north of Cebu. Is that, am I right? To the south of Cebu, or is that the road? Is that the highway? Correct me if I'm mistaken.
Maddie's just laughing at us. It seems like we're
Okay.
saying something wrong.
No, actually, I'm saying something wrong. But like, I know the tour guide, one of the tour guides there, told us now we were crossing like two different parts of Cebu. Like this road connects two different parts of Cebu, and like I was just like, wow, like this part right what we're on is like monumentous and like historic right there. And yeah, as Lucas also said, like the energy that the committee gave when we landed to Cebu was just uh beyond expectations. Like we weren't expecting that from you guys. We were so tired. We came from like an early flight, but you guys woke us up right away, and that was the needed energy we the right amount of energy we needed for the morning.
Okay,
Yes.
so I think we can move on now to our second question. So, this for everyone. How was your experience in Vinta Cup? So, maybe Ken can go first for this one.
Okay. Well, before anything, I just want to give a big thank you to Springdale, most especially, and to everyone else who made the event possible. Yes, thank you, Matthew. Um, well, honestly, the event for me, it went farther than what I expected. I guess is how I can say it. It was exhilarating, very eventful, and well, at the end of the day, it was really just about bonding, and I really enjoyed it. Um, well, to be honest, what I really expect, I'll just share this na lang. The Vinta Cup days actually landed on our exam week, so I kind of just wanted to miss my exams. So I ended up missing my exams, and obviously that was just now it's that's just on the side. But I guess, um, well, what had really happened was I got to meet a lot of people that I didn't think I'd meet, people that I didn't know I'd have mutual connections with, some of my old friends, and I guess yeah, Vinta Cup was really just a beautiful thing, something that brought a lot of people together.
Wow, thank you, thank you. Rab, maybe you can go next.
Okay. So since I participated in the last Vinta Cup, I also saw like very familiar faces, including Cisco, who I didn't know on the first day. I forgot his name. Sorry, man. But
Ouch.
overall, it was very fun. Very fun, of course. Since like all the games in football talaga like super close. It was like draw tapos 1-0 lang. Tapos on the laro ng lahi, like the Filipino games, it was also so fun. Like overall, I think it was very memorable Venta Cup and like one to remember. So,
Okay, Cisco, go
Okay,
ahead.
so my personal experience in the Vinta Cup this year was it was a roller coaster of events. I think uh a lot of people from Northfield can agree with that. It was a roller coaster of events because of the amount of activities, moments,
Yeah.
and emotions felt by
Yeah.
about everyone. So I definitely learned a lot of virtues, and I got to observe them in action throughout the Vinta Cup too. One of those virtues being friendship, of course, because you would see new interactions being formed. Like one example is shout out my good friend Mary Leon. I don't know if you still remember him, Rab. I remember you guys
Yeah.
were talking and talking the first time. I was like, I was like shocked, like you guys were talking because like you guys got along that quick, and I was just like proud that an instant bond was formed like on the first night only. So yeah, I got to personally get closer with both new faces like Matt and Ken, and familiar faces like Rab, as he just said a while ago.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I saw you, Cisco, diba? See, there's one player from Westbridge who played basketball, right? Remember?
What? What do
See,
you mean?
what's his name? He. I remember you were with someone on the last day. If I remember,
I
from
think
Westbridge.
Vincent,
Yeah,
if
si
I'm right.
Vincent. Yeah, si
Vincent.
Vincent.
Is that his
Yeah,
name?
I think
Rab, if I'm not
so.
mistaken. Is that a guy named
Vincent
Vincent?
Bautista.
Yeah,
Vincent
him. Remember?
Bautista. Yeah, yeah,
I
that
remember
guy.
you and him were talking.
Yeah, we were talking because we were, well, he's under the my old mentor, my former mentor, and yeah, it was good to talk to him because he shares the same interests as me, like basketball and other stuff like that.
I
Wow.
also, for me, also I think si Ken, like when I was there, I know I when I saw Southridge team, I was like, love Southridge, ganon. Then after that, on the night, the starting day during the dinner, I saw Ken. His last name was Saludez. I'm like, that name sounds very familiar. And then I remembered pala that his brother was in Forge summer camp. Like, oh, his brother pala si Yowan. So then I approached him. Then after that, I said, I know your brother si Yowan. Then we started talking. Then after that, there's this other guy who said, Santi. And then yeah, so it was very very fun meeting my fellow parent brothers.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure if this also applies to Matthew, but go ahead. How was your experience?
Oh no. Okay, so speaking first, the photo of the Forticast, it shows just how much it speaks a lot of volumes. It speaks all about the discipline and the different things that brought all the houses from different schools together. There was at first we thought it would be chaotic for us. Kay, having different people from different schools, sometimes it can be filled with chaos and like lack of discipline, which we didn't really expect. We didn't expect there to be like little chaos to like things like that, but it was so it was heartwarming to see just how much our PAREF schools were really connected with each other. It was exhausting for everyone, I'm sure, with the sports guys, and I've seen firsthand just how much camaraderie there was between all the different schools and all their teams. So honestly, it was an exciting, exhausting, and overall amazing experience. Just as even as the host, it was very fun.
Okay. Thank you. Thank. So before we move on, we have a follow up question here. Lucas, could you
Matthew,
please
this is
read
for
it?
you from Vinci Tobias. What are your suggestions on how we can still improve the Vinta Cup program?
So I think for this one, we can have more communication between each of the different schools. Okay, I think there are some points where it was really placed on one school. I would have loved it if it was really paref na effort jud. Like every school would place their effort into making an event that would be a sports event, especially. So I think communication and um, more cooperation between the schools would be really suggested.
Okay.
Okay.
Would anyone else like to add to that?
I think I can add. I think one thing that was lacking is that it was too short. You know, you can agree, guys.
Yeah.
I think. But overall, it was great. The Vinta Cup in Cebu, and one thing I would like to add is to make the performers, the dance, yung sing, to make it live. You know, since we didn't really get to experience na yung live vocals nila, yung dance. So I'd like to add that.
Since you mentioned dance, we had to know this comment from Sir John Watt, dapat nagsinulog dan sa spring din.
I mean, I was anticipating something, but
I'm so sorry, for us sinulog, it's too early for that. It's still January.
Okay,
But honestly, yeah, I'd have to agree with having more performances from our school. Not only from our school, from the hosting school, but from all the different schools in general. Having a set performers, Jude.
okay.
yeah. So from Kirk Sumbang, pa-shout out Rab Bites.
You also mentioned, texted me na miss ka na daw niya, Ken.
Ah, Kirk was my old teammate actually. Small
Oh,
world,
wow.
small world.
All world.
And
Okay.
from Francis Peralta, Matthew and Rab, miss you guys. And hi Ken.
Okay.
From Diego Lamzon, uy, sikap, how is your leg? No
Shots
comment, no
fired.
comment,
Shots fired. That's his
no
stuff.
comment, no comment.
Okay, I think we can read the other comments later. Lucas, I think we can move on to our next question.
So our next question is, how did it feel like to connect with your other PAREF brothers? Let's start with Rab. How about you?
Sige. So I think one thing is agreed is that, like, when we're connecting at first, we think as them as strangers because we really don't know them. Some are unfamiliar with, but there's also familiar faces. But for what I've learned is that I think everybody has the same goals naman coming into Vinta Cup, and also had the same values since PAREF really implements them, and that it made it really easier for me, especially me, with other students to get along and also like talk to them and chit chat and stuff.
Okay, next we can go to Cisco. How did it feel like to connect with your other PAREF brothers?
Okay. Well, when I heard this question first, truth be told, I wasn't expecting to make a lot of friends going into the Vinta Cup, guys. But fortunately, my plans changed when I got to meet my fellow PARF brothers. During the first night, we were told to sit at tables with students. I don't know if you remember this, Lucas. We were told to sit at tables with students from other schools. And
Yeah,
since
what?
Northfield, I guess you guys know this, since Northfield was clearly the smallest group, it would be like near impossible to be at the same table as as with a fellow mariner. So like it was nerve wracking at the same time because you'd have to like really be uh interacting with the other people from the others from the schools. And however, when I did sit at a table next to a couple of Voyagers and Titans, sorry Southridge, you guys were like at this table, but it felt calm. And when I did strike up a conversation with these fellow guys, it became interesting really quick. We were talking about stuff like the NBA, the academic workloads, the different teachers that may have moved schools, and even we were even talking about like how our flights were when we got to Cebu. Like I remember asking them, "Oh, was your flight early too?" They're like, "Oh no, we woke up on time and like it wasn't an early flight." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I was just like shocked na we all came together quickly and it was just simple, simple. And I admired the fact that the environment I was around was just all about brotherhood and fraternitas, the old theme of the Vinta Cup years ago.
Okay, now we can go to Ken.
Okay. Well, for this question, honestly, when I saw it, I didn't know how to answer it. But, well, for the lack of a better word, I'd say it was just really coincidental, I guess. Like, I mean, I'd hate to use the word because I'd like to think that God willed that. But then, honestly, it was just, it was like I said, kanina, is people I didn't expect to meet, people that I didn't think I'd have mutual connections to. Like in my table, there were people from Westbridge and there were also people from Springdale. Sorry, walang Northfield dun.
Wow! I
Had to
saw
get
what you
back at
did
you,
there.
Cisco. Had to get
Okay,
back at
okay,
you.
okay. We even.
But well, it was just talking to them. It was just it gave me a realization na parang the PARF community is actually a community that it's really united. And I mean, during the pandemic, before the pandemic and everything, it just is like we shared the same struggles, the same values. Obviously, it's PAREF. But not only that, we shared in the same humor, the same mannerisms. And I mean, at the end of the day, seeing all of them play for their schools, the same pride, the same competitive spirit, and all of which was really just to form this camaraderie. And it was fulfilling to connect with all these guys because um, well, of course, it's always nice to meet new people, but then it's even better to meet new people that you share something so much more with.
Yeah, for me personally, I agree because to be honest, the first night, the dinner, I was sitting with Jose Benitez. He's the only person. He's also a Mariner, so I didn't. To be honest, Uh, I wasn't confident enough to go to other tables and sit down with them and chat. So then I saw, oh, Jose is just sitting by himself, so I decided to sit with him. So for me, I feel I could have done more, but it was fun bonding with the other with my other paref, but especially after the games when uh, the coaches say, "Oh, congratulate each other," Remember Cisco? I would say, "Oh, good game," all that. It was fun, no matter how competitive it was. They were all being good sports. They were all being, yeah, you did well, and all that. So it was very, very fun, and I really got to experience the PAREF brotherhood that everyone was talking about, and it was just very, very, very fun. And maybe some comments from our viewers. From
I believe we have another question here before we move on from Turtle Pro. Here is that. Okay, this. So for everyone, what was the hardest part of Vinta? Like for you guys, what do you think was the most difficult thing that you really remember up to now? Um, maybe Matthew can go first.
So I think one of the hardest things that we had for Vinta Cup was actually setting it up for it to be very welcoming for everyone. And I think it was that part where we realized that we didn't have to worry too much about trying to set this up to be perfect. Okay, God is the only one that's perfect. And it's really something that I realized when we were already in the event itself, is that we shouldn't take things to perfection. We should always take things to the best of our abilities. And I think that the hardest part of Vinta Cup was really the setting it up and planning for it and making it fun for everyone in general. Yeah.
Okay. Would anyone else like to add here? Cisco, Ken, or Rab? No. Okay.
I
So,
got one. I got one. I
oh,
got
sorry,
one.
go Cisco.
Before you go, it's just a short one. Your Turtle Pro, you're asking what the hardest part of the Vinta Cup was. Well, it's not. It might not apply to these guys, the other guys here, but for Northfield, the hardest part was being the smallest school there and having the least amount of athletes.
I was
I
I
guess you
was gonna
guys
say
know that.
I was just gonna say
13.
I was just gonna say the hardest part for us was getting the players.
Getting the players. Yeah, I think we can somewhat agree on that notion.
I just have to share. We only had our team like 2-3 weeks like before Vinta Cup. That's we didn't have that much time. So okay, let's look at some more comments. Lucas, care to read some of our comments here?
So from Dwayne Barrientos, hi Manong Rab Bite. Any comment on
Naging
that, Rab? Ang dami mong fans, ah.
I don't know this guy. I don't know him.
And from Diego Lamzon, the mosh pit on the last day was epic. Like when everyone was just singing "Count on Me," and then everyone just started going into one large, one large group. Man, that was really fun. But it
Yo,
was also
that was
it
good.
was,
That was
it
good.
was also very hot.
It was also very sweaty and hot. Yeah.
You could really feel the heat in the moment.
okay.
It was fun though. That was so fun. The mosh pit.
Oh,
Yeah,
another
from
comment here for Cisco naman. Wow.
Kate
Yeah,
These
hi,
guys
hi,
these
YE.
Tita
guys are
Kate.
also famous.
Hi, Tita Kurt.
From Kirk Sumbang, Dwayne Barrientos, worth it ang Cebu. I don't know if he's. Wait.
I think that's directed to someone else here
Oh,
for
never mind.
Ken. There's one for Ken here from Jose Santos.
And
Allah.
Kobe, this one's for you. Turtle Pro says hi.
Guys,
Pa-shout out daw.
shout out. Okay.
And from last from Nana Tilabayan, watched the game and it was action packed. I could sense the struggle coming from Cisco's feedback. Congrats to the entire team still. Can see that you all had fun overall. Wow, yeah, especially
besides
when
the thing.
the Southridge third quarter. We all know what happened there.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on to our fourth and final question. So, what advice would you want to give to the future delegates of the Vinta Cup? So for this one, maybe Cisco first.
Ako na naman. Okay. So, when I was thinking about this question too, I could only think of like one thing because this is like the only thing I could give to the lower batches of Vinta Cup delegates for Northfield, for Southridge, for Westbridge, or for Springdale, whether it be anyone there. So my only word of advice for y'all is to stretch and learn how to regulate your breaths. Because when you play your joint activity, it gets intense really quick. Trust
You
me,
get more Gatorade.
I'm a credible source. And yeah, as Lucas said, get more Gatorade. Because if you don't stretch, if you don't drink enough Gatorade, if you don't regulate your breaths, you will just regret it in the middle of a game. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna
The
say
whole
for
the
now.
whole Northfield team experienced that.
Yeah, you can ask 13 people from Northfield about it, and they will give you the same answer.
Okay. Ken, maybe you can go next.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a less physical way path in comparison to Cisco. Well, I guess just don't get too competitive. Uh, I mean, at the end of the day, with the cup, it's about bringing the PAREF Boy Schools together while making friends. I mean, of course, you're there to fight for your school, and of course, you want to win. I mean, who doesn't want to win? No matter be if you're from Northfield, Westbridge, Springdale, or from your Southridge, you're there to play the sport that you love and to win for your school. But then aside from that, it's really about making friends. So you don't want to take things too seriously. Don't be too shy. Try to step out of your comfort zone once in a while and get to meet the people because I mean, as surprised as I was, these people are actual people that I could bond with, and I guess that's my advice to the future delegates is that don't forget to fight for your school, but also make sure to make friends along the way.
Okay. Matthew.
So I think I'd like to support Ken on his statement also. I'd want to give everyone the advice to remember that this is also a way for us um, to really experience each other, to really experience the way our brothers do things. Also, it's a way for us to hang out lang. Like it's very chill din for atin, for us kay we were the hosting schools, and I know there's a lot of pressure for everyone else. Kay they were coming from their own home place to Cebu, having flown an airplane or something, and I really want to say that it's okay lang. We're here to Duwa. We're here to play. We're here to have fun with each other. And it's really a moment where we have to realize how much stress that it can really bring us, and we have to really enjoy the moment where we are with our friends, with our friends other class for other schools, of course. And another advice for us is lang to remember the sense of camaraderie with each other, to be good sports, and to also remember the lessons that the PARF schools have placed upon us.
Okay. And lastly, but definitely not the least, Rab.
I think everybody said what I was thinking, but no, I just wanted to support everyone. Of course, what I regretted the most when I went to Vinta Cup is that I wasn't like that talk, like I didn't interact a lot with people. The first time I interacted was Cisco coming to me. We were talking and stuff, and that you shouldn't
You still
be
don't know my name.
afraid or be timid na parang you talk to these guys because when you get to know them, they're really great people. Students of PAREF, and everybody just here is everybody here is just to have fun, and that's what you want to do. Mm.
Okay. So before we move on and sadly bid ourselves farewell, let's let's read some of our comments muna. So here for Ken, how to be you po? Would you like to answer this question for you? How to be you?
Hi, Kirk. Just stay humble.
Wise words, wise words. Stay humble. Okay, from
Wise words
Rafa
from Ken.
saying hi to you guys. Rafa. Okay.
And from
So
Sir Rehensha, ask the 13 people of Northfield, but don't forget to ask also the teachers of Northfield who witnessed it all, Cisco.
My bad, sir. Sorry, I forgot you guys. You were also a big important piece when we were there in
Yeah.
Cebu. You guys helped us. How do I say this? Helped us with our cramps, and you were there to stretch us and make sure that we were all well and fine after a long day's work. Thank you, Sir Hensha.
ano-
Thank you, Sir Fernandez, and thank you, Sir Alava.
another comment from Mr. Henshaw for everyone. Are you all in touch with your newfound friends after the Vinta Hop?
Well,
So who would like to go first here? Uh Sige, go, Rab.
Okay, let's just be honest here. Pero I think I haven't talked to one single paraf like person out of Soas Bridge. But I hope in the future if we had activities like this, we would get to be closer more sana.
Okay, Ken, what about you? Are you still in touch with your newfound friends?
Um, like Rab, let's be honest here. Uh, Not really. Haven't found an opportunity yet. Well, I mean, of course, I've had opportunities. Just no, yeah, I haven't. Let's be honest. But of course, in the future, or even now, I guess I'll try to connect with these people that I met, and try to truly strengthen that relationship with them. Because who knows, maybe they'll end up becoming my future best friends. So yeah.
Oh, what about you, Matthew?
I think I think I'm part of these guys also then. Even though we were the hosts and even though we met like a lot of the people, Judd, we haven't really socialized much with our brothers from the other schools. And I'd say I'd want to encourage everyone and I'd want to encourage myself to really go out and socialize more so we can really enforce that friendship within us. And I'd say that um it's very it's difficult noon kay we all have our different schedules. We're all busy with our things to do. But I think when we meet each other for another round for the next time, we'd have that sense of connection again, a bond that hasn't broken yet, but we can strengthen as we meet each other for the next time. So I think I'd focus on that more the next time we meet, probably.
Okay, Cisco, what about you?
Well, I mean, that guy just made it a whole lot deeper. Wow, man. But I guess I'll join the bus with these guys. Like, I mean, I interacted with a lot of people at the Vinta Cup, but I mean, I haven't uh, got in touch with a lot of people too. But I mean, I got a lot more mutuals now in my Sockmate accounts. But yeah, other than that, like at least I'm just glad. Yeah, as Matt said, we have that unspoken connection with these people now, and who knows, as also what Ken said, these guys could be our potential future best friends in down the line.
Wow. Okay, so do we have more? Wow,
and
like, or we have so much
and
comments.
as
Like for
Matthew was saying about the next Vinta Cup. Speaking of the next Vinta Cup, Lee Tobias is asking, when is the next Vinta Cup and which school is hosting it?
Alaman na pala. Magsalita
I
na
mean,
kayo,
So,
by
Rab,
umamin na. Umamin na.
Rab,
by
from what I
by
heard,
2024 now, they really gave us a trophy pa. Like they said
2023, di ba?
Vinta Cup 2024 PAREF Westbridge. So we're excited to host, of course, and let's see what we can do in Iloilo here.
Okay. Oh, also a message to everyone from Sir Rehensha. Congrats everyone. Thank you Springdale for hosting. Good luck Westbridge as the next host. Rab. Oh, Rab, will you still be in Westbridge for the next Vinta Cup?
We'll see in the future. But maybe I'll be in Northfield or Southridge. You never know.
Whoa!
You know.
Foreshadowing, foreshadowing.
Trade deal. Give us a trade deal. Trade option.
But I also heard, right, from the last day that they plan next year, if I'm not mistaken. They tried to plan it by next year, Vinta Cup 2023. Yeah, from what I remember, 2023 ang nakalagay sa trophy.
Last
Hala,
So,
minute si Rob.
taas ng pressure Rab.
We also wanted it to be 2023, but Sir Lakaya, our executive director, said it was too close for date and we weren't ready pa. So 2024 it is.
Okay. I believe we have a question here from Sir John Watt. Lucas, could you read it?
well, I can't read. Pagpahalipay Springdale. Sa para for just one big happy family with a great big. I stop here. What is that great big something, sir?
I'm so lost. I don't know. I don't get it.
And
I'm not sure if you guys get it.
me too. I also don't get it.
Okay. So moving on. Before we say goodbye to our guest, we'd like to give you guys the chance to say final words and give shout outs to anyone you want to call out. So Cisco, go ahead. Just
Okay,
shout
okay.
out anyone. Give your
Shout
final
out
words.
time. Okay, so I'll just got a whole list here. I'll give a shout out to my good teacher and former advisor, Sir Rahensha, my family members, my mom, my dad, Rafa Cheska Joaquin. Shout out to Mary Leon and who else? Kobe Camaso. Yeah.
I got shout out, guys. I'm famous. Ken, go ahead.
Okay. I don't know. This, medyo nakaka-pressure to But I just shout out to the entire Sausage community, I guess. Whoever's watching. I hope there's someone out there. I'd like to think there's someone out there, but yeah, if you're watching from SR, shout out to you. See you on Monday.
Ooh, okay. Matthew, what about you?
I think I'm also the same with Ken. I'd like to shout out lang our PAREF Springdale community, and especially our head teacher, Mr. Habone, and Mr. Ocampo, who headed the whole event. And overall, I want to shout out to everyone that participated, also, including all the other schools.
Okay, and Rab, what about you? Give your shout
Oh,
out.
many people requested pero first I would like to shout out my backyard boys, yung Westbridge Football Club. I love you, I love you. Tapos shout out to the Westbridge community, especially Kirk, Dwayne, and my lovable coach Mr. Victoriano din. I love you. And I think that's it.
Okay, Lucas, sali na din tayo, Lucas.
Uh, I don't know who to shout out. Shout out to my family, shout out to my friends, and shout out to the Northfield community who is watching.
Shout out to Sir John Watt for letting me borrow his wonderful mic. Yeah, that's all for me. So yeah, thank you to Cisco, Ken, Matthew, and Rab for joining us here today. And yeah, thank you so much for taking your time with us this afternoon and for answering our questions. So yeah, with that, let's move on to our 2 cents. Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. That was very fun, to be honest, like actually. So, hmm, maybe you can go first, Muna Lucas. What was your key takeaway from our guests?
For me, the key takeaway was when they were talking about the camaraderie and the basically about bonding. I remember what Father Bellarmino said in one of the masses that Vinta Cup is not competitive. I mean, I know that you want to win. You know, like me, I felt very competitive, especially when we were going against the other schools. But ultimately, Vinta Cup is a place where where the PAREF boys can just bond and make new friends and chillax. So that was one of my key takeaways: the camaraderie and the friendship and the brotherhood of PAREF. We all learn the same thing, all the core values, all the and that's what's common among us. Uh, and that's what I love about PAREF, the brotherhood and camaraderie. That I was easily when I went to Northfield, I easily how do I say this? Uh, I I made friends easily because of the community there that they accepted me. I was able to bond with them and all that. So that's what I like about. So how about you, Kobe? What was your key takeaway?
Of from Cisco stretch and drink enough Gatorade. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But actually, yeah, my main key takeaway was you mentioned it, sense of camaraderie as well from our PAREF boys. And Vinta, as mentioned, I forgot who mentioned it na, that Vinta Cup is about making friends and don't take it too seriously and find the chance to go out of your comfort zone to talk to your PAREF brothers as well. And this Vinta Cup really goes to show how close the PAREF community really is. And yeah, that's my key takeaway from there. So
So for
yeah,
me, just to answer some memorable experiences, really talaga it was the bonding with my with my Northfield brothers. Like, to be honest, I almost didn't know like half the team, but when we went into the Vinta Cup, I knew all of them more and was able to bond with them. Now I can approach them and say hi. In school, and really talaga I keep saying this, but the brotherhood of Paris is really really good. Yeah, as Kiko Perez says, continue the friendships, they last a lifetime. Yeah, I see that through my parents whenever they go out to with their friends and all that. So really talaga when you're young, you should make friends, and when you get older you should hang with them more. And yeah, Kobe, how about you? Since from the academic side, how was your experience in that?
well, actually, since for us, we didn't really get the chance to talk to our PAREF brothers, unlike you guys, because for our competition, which is the Quiz Bowl. Shout out to Rafa Encarnacion, Have Encarnacion, and Luke Coronel. Um, it we were just like in a Zoom, and we were all just muted. We didn't really get the chance to like talk to each other or anything. So I would say we didn't really have much bonding compared to you guys who were able to have a fun time there in Cebu and be able to talk to our Parrot brothers. So yeah. Uh
Was
that's
there any
sila
late
my
night? Was there any late night reviewing?
hala hala um shout out Sir Gabi Bukaya for helping us review until 12 a.m. That was like
Wow.
6 hours worth of reviewing, but it was worth it.
Of
It
of
was
pure
very worth
math?
it.
Pure math?
No, no, it was like everything. We got a crash course of everything. But
So
yeah,
from
let's check
our
some of our
let's show some
comments.
comments. Yeah. So from Inigo
Hala,
Tobias, wow, kasama next Binta Cup Lucas. Yeah, join. Let's try yung football team. Woo! Let's go.
wag na
Let's
lang,
try to do
iwan na yan si
a
Inigo. I'm just kidding.
And from Sir John Watt, friendship is the only ship that doesn't sink. I totally
Yes, I agree.
agree with that. Uh,
Maybe, Mm,
Anything?
what other comments do we have here? Uh, who from Terehensha? I'm not sure if we've already read this, but we daghang kaayong salamat for Fortikast for this podcast. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're very welcome, sir. For do we have any more comments here? Oh, another one from Terehensha. Father Fernando said that the Vinta Cup is not a competition, but a meet. I agree. I
I totally agree with that. With what other people said. Now, Vinta Cup is a really a place to bond. Not really in a sense a competitive one, but a place where we can bond. And I love the fact that everyone. I hope everyone was able to make friends. And from Rab Bites. Yo, who was that Cisco Tobias guy? He's fine. Yeah. I don't know who that guy is also, but he's a pretty good guy from what I heard.
wow.
Oh yeah,
My
also shout
gosh.
out to the for the Northfield Mariners, please remember to support Cisco Tobias La Restauranto. It is very good. You know, I tasted their nachos yesterday
Same.
and I recommend it. I recommend it. For the Mariners who are there, I recommend it. So please go.
Yeah.
Please buy
I
food
believe
there.
they're still gonna be up on Tuesday, our next face-to-face day. So make sure to bring some pocket money to be able to taste some of Cisco's products. So moving on, we would like to announce that our next episode will be on December 2 next week. So this will be our actually our first episode like that's like in a row because I'm not sure if you guys noticed we've been having like alternating episodes like after one episode we'd skip 1 week and then have another episode and it's gonna be continuous. So yeah, we hope you guys are excited for that. And I'm being told here to give a shout out. So shout out to Inigo Tobias. I don't know who he is. And yeah. Okay. Lucas, would you like to
And
read our
for
next
our next
announcement?
episode, December 2, 2022, the date 12/2/2022, we will be talking about JCL. And speaking of JCL, for dear viewers who didn't for those who didn't sign up, please sign up now for JCL. This year's JCL is different from the past as there will only be one speaker. He will be giving talks on being holy and heroic Catholics. In this conference, there will be three separate sessions for students, parents, and educators. For students, we have the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, the use of the forefront of the new evangelization. For educators, we have go and make disciples of all nations, bring Jesus to the classroom and to the world. Lastly, for parents, the family as the home where the Holy Spirit dwells. So, what are you guys waiting for? Sign up now.
At bit.ly/JCL 2022. And if you are interested in joining the Forticast team, please message the very, very guapo Lucas Lamzon and the very, very guapo as well, none other than Kiko Perez. So yeah, guys, if you want to be able to, I mean, it's not just hosting. There's also tech, inviting guests, and making posters. So feel free to message our very guapo moderator and our very guapo
Yeah.
executive producer.
Wow.
and yeah, that pretty much sums up today's episode. Go ahead, Lucas.
So, Virtus in Veritate. Oh wait, guys, sorry. Thank you all viewers for watching Forticast. This has been Kobe Camaso and Lucas Lamzon.
Virtus in Veritate, there is strength in virtue. This has been Forticast Online Show, sharing good vibes and bringing together the Northfield community. See you in our next episode. Fortuna, Favet, Fortibus.